Are we back? This is working? I think so. Hello? Hello? Let's see if I can... How are we doing? Alright, I think we're back. Okay. Okay, cool. It is so hot. Whew. That's the thing. I think what I want to take out is the flex. So if I can get a couple slats of wood in there, hopefully it'll short up to the point where it won't bow so much. Because like he's 30 pounds, it's not that bad. But these little pieces of cardboard aren't doing anything. So I'm going to swap this out with a piece of wood, and hopefully that's enough. Let's see though. Pretty close. I want to make sure I'm using one uniform piece of wood here. I think I have a thinner sheet of plywood up on top. I do apologize, it's going to be harder to hear me. Hopefully you can hear me while I'm over here. Great, awesome. I think I'll be able to get 4 sheets of plywood this size out of this. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that'll work. I already have the circular saw set up here, so I'll cut this to length, and then I'll do the other ones individually. Yeah, if I swap these slats in, it should be a lot sturdier. Hopefully you can see me back there. Better or worse? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Ugh. drop a piece of metal. Wonderful idea. Not quite. Oh, this will work. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's just for a dog. Yeah. A little bit help. That's what we're cutting. I'm sweating like a pig out here. Got the safety slides on. Should we live? Yeah. Alright. Chop these up. Let's see. Got this, got this. Hopefully this will just fit right in. It might be too thick. This. Hopefully this will just fit right in. It might be too thick with two C's. Let's find out. No. I think if I knock an inch off, it's just slightly too wide to fit in. Fellas, you know what I'm talking about. Hurt, hurt. That little notch. There's the framing. Okay. Great. Okay, I mean, I'm like tearing the fabric a little bit, but this minus a little bit, I think, is our size. Just gonna knock off one more little thing. We'll say these will be 5 inches on the dot. And since this was an edge piece, this part of the board's nice and straight. This one kind of cocked a little bit because, you know, I free-handed it. So now, I'm going to free-hand it one more time, get this down to 5 inches, and then every board going forward will be 5 inches across. It is so hot in here, my God. I'm boiling. Glistening with sweat. master template. 5 on the dot. A little less than 5. Let's say 5 to the end. Close enough. Get another one. Okay. Now let's clean up these pieces. This is gotta be perfect. I just don't want to mess with the fabric of the piece. So I'm rounding off the edges. And I only measured 1, so hopefully 5 works for all of these. sure my assumptions are right. What are you doing over here? Whew. Oh, yeah. Oh, way better than that plastic OPSOS. That's so much sturdier. Still got a bit of a jiggle to it. We'll see if the dog is okay with that. But this just lacks any sense of stability. Let's get it cleaned up. I need to down the line. I'm gonna add a little. Just thinking. I could add a little quote-unquote stairwell by having screws going across these, and that would add a lot of stability. Might do that. Just make sure they all fit in place. Get on framing. I'm going to sit on the chair. Should be good. Eat your wood. Eat nom nom nom. Eat your wood. Yeah, these, it's just corrugated plastic. That's awful. Look at that. It's already way more solid. That's crazy. Alright. Now, I can get a piece of plywood across. Connect all these. Kind of like yay. Yeah. That'll work. Now, I'm wondering if I need a sort of base plate at the bottom, sandwich it all together. Honestly, I think if I just start with this and see if I need more, that's all I really need. Yeah. What are we thinking? Pretty good idea. Put this down to about. Cool. Almost. How's that doing? Okay, great. Nice. Now, look at this. Come across and down. This will touch the floor. So if I ever want to add another board, I can. And then I'll just get these screws in. This should have a lot of stability. Nice. Nice. You see what's going on? Just gonna put 4 screws in. Like I said, this is for a 30-pound dog. He doesn't need a freaking stair lift. I'm drilling down through this and also into the side of the plywood. You really need to put a pile of the plywood, or that stuff's just gonna tear apart. Nice. Okay. Get some more in. Just feel out where the plywood is. Actually, no. Alright, I lucked out on this one. There's a hole that's just dead center. I'm still going to go through the wood. But you know, it's pretty cool. Nice when staring at this stuff like that works out. Helps rewind things. Nice. And you want the wood to pull together. This is another great tip I learned. Have 2 drills so that you can have one be your actual piece for drilling holes, and then the other one for adding your screws. Saves a lot of time when you're not shuffling between 2 things. Oh, baby. Look at that. That's so much more sturdy. That's crazy how much more stable that is. Wow. That worked great. There's another piece of wood I can use. It's a little gunked up. This can reach. Nah. I'm pretty sure this is fine. Like, this will do for my dog. I just don't want him jumping up and down And he's got a little rock to it. All right, I'm gonna double up the screws, just so there isn't a pivot point. So if there's a pivot point, like any sense of instability will probably throw them off. Nice. Really solid, positive connection. Really close. It's right here. There we go. Unfortunately, it looks like that one did split a little bit. Hopefully, the second screw keeps in place. Right. I'm just guessing here. I think that worked. Nah, that didn't bite. Either plywood split or it just didn't. I just missed. That's a lot more of a positive connection. There we go. Nice. Okay. That's a lot better. That's so much better. Whew. Now hopefully he actually uses it. We'll see. I just go center small. What do we think? It's already pretty solid. It would be more solid with another piece. Might have better plywood up in the top of the garage. That'd be a very easy fix. Not quite there. Quite honestly, that's not the worst idea. Like, it looks bad, for sure. But having a direct connection with the floor would really add a lot of stability to this thing. I can just slap on a final piece here. What do we think? And then I can saw away the rest. I think it's worth it. Nice. That's a lot better. Now, well, at least it'll get us there. It feels like it would split. No. I'm not hitting the wood right. There we go. Alright, that's a nice solid connection. This guy's not working. It's fine enough. Oh, that's hot. So this will be the side that faces the bed, obviously. Alright, better, much better. Not terrible. My best work. One more now. I think that one was just too low, so let's split out the bottom. There we go. That's the bite we want. Bite of 87. Okay, now I can start coming across. Lipstick's friggin' everywhere. Okay. A lot better than that. Oh, yeah. I mean, if it can support 200 pounds, and then some, it can support a 30-pound dog. This is really cool. Really happy I did this. Good for my Poochie's back. Sick. Okay. I think I've earned a break. That's awesome. I'll be right back. Thank you for telling me. I'm sorry your dog keeps hotboxing you. I am sweaty. You can see the reflections off my skin. The poor guy is the hungriest boy in the world. It's 15 minutes past his dinner time. It's gonna starve. I'd call that a success. I might still put a piece of plywood under to kind of solidify everything. But for now, I think we're pretty good. It's just a question of, I want to see if my dog actually uses it before I put more time into it. Or if we just scrap it because he just hops on the bed anyway. Oh yeah, testing. I cranked up the gain so that you could hear me while I was away from the computer. There we go. Now it should be a little more manageable. Alright. This has been something I've been wanting to do for a while. I've been doing errands all weekend. Let me feed my dog first. And then we're going to do an unboxing. What's it? Yes. Amazing clip. Thank you for doing that, Odie. Alright. I'm nervous about doing this. Because I know once I crack this open, I might not get my money back if I don't like it. I really don't like spending money. So I'm a second generation Greek immigrant. My grandfather came over through Ellis Island. And my mom's side of my family grew up very poor. So they've instilled this, we'll get there. They've instilled this very anxious energy when it comes to spending money, and that they really insist, put it away, don't spend it, let it grow. I have this internal sickness when it comes to spending money. But the flip side of that, not really the flip side, but I really love Valve and Steam and the Half-Life series. I love that they made a very weird product, but it became so ubiquitous because they weren't afraid to be themselves. It was a heavily story-driven, first-person camera, no cutscenes sort of style game. It was very much the first of its kind when it comes to Half-Life and Half-Life 2. I really like supporting Valve. I know they're worth, I don't know, probably the worth of a small country. But they're very cool, and they're very good to their customers, and they've been very good to me over the years as a customer. I've never really felt like I was slighted as a consumer when it comes to their products. And as I get older, it gets harder to turn on my computer to play video games or sit down and play video games. So I bought a Steam Deck, and it came on Friday, and I've been too afraid to open it. I don't know, it's just like, it feels like, it's one of those things where I'm wondering if I'm just holding on to a dream, and if I open it, then reality will come crashing down around me and I'll be disappointed. But I've wanted this thing for a while. I don't like Nintendo. It sounds like the Switch 2 is kind of a dud, very dead in the water. People don't seem happy with the screen or kind of the build quality, or the fact that games are all $80 now. I've been wanting this for a while. My favorite handheld was the Game Boy Advance. The purple, clear plastic Game Boy Advance. That was one of my favorite consoles. Switch 1's incredible. Switch 1 was an incredible gaming console. I got a lot of use out of it. And I completely agree. We'll see what games come out for it, but it's been all this hype around the console, and the console doesn't matter. The Wii was technologically a piece of garbage compared to the competitors, but it was one of the best selling consoles of all time because it had Mario Kart and Smash and Galaxy, and the Wii Sports were incredible. The Wii Fit was really fun. Like, peak consoles for me have been like the Game Boy Color era, the PlayStation 2 era, the Wii era. Xbox 360 was very good. It was incredible. I loved playing Halo, Call of Duty with my friends. I haven't really been wowed by any console generation since. I guess I'm just getting old and jaded. But also, games are becoming. There's this great clip from Gaben about realism sucks. No one cares about realism. CS2, Counter-Strike 2. I think that's what you mean. But anyway, this is the Switch OLED. It's the higher tier because it came in and out of stock super quick. And this is the only one City Skylines, gotcha. So I spent a pretty penny on this thing. And I don't like doing that. It turns my stomach. But just look at this. It's got the Half-Life universe style. It's got a companion cube. It's got a companion cube on the box. How can I not? Buddy! Buddy! Shush! Shush. Alright. On the patio, on the toilet. Val really does like the toilets. What? Nobody out there. Honestly, from the packaging, I thought it'd be wider than this. Sorry about that. He's a loud boy. He has a very sharp bark. So I think this is the power brick. Buddy! Enough! This looks like the power brick. Another USB-C charger. Yep. That's it. Okay. And now the piece de resistance. Ooh, it's got heft to it. I feel like I could brick somebody with this. It's like the size of a really nice sandwich. It's a little smaller than I thought it would be. I've been holding that box for a while and I thought it'd be wider than this. Like it feels hefty and big. It's got that little spot back here for the charging brick. Okay, here we go. I love the Valve logo. That was a nice second. That's crazy. It's got like a removable liner too, right? Wow. Wow. This is pure black. Oh my god. Buddy! Enough! Don't you bark back at me. First game we played on the Switch. Oh god, I don't know. Was it a Mario? Alright, so it's Y. It's a Y boy. buttons are a little tough. Is that Mario Kart? Okay, there we go. I love it's church. There we go. Okay. I don't remember what my names were for the Switch. This is really cool. Wow. Let me pop out the Switch away. So, Super Mario Odyssey. Solid first game. It's interesting. I like Switch is about 2 gamepads shorter, a little smaller. Ah, it's so friggin' cool. This is gonna be the rest of my night, just playing on this thing. Crazy just how much better this feels. So cool. Slower. There's these two. This is super cool. Like I said, this is gonna be the rest of my night. It's just messing around with this thing. I'm not great at entertaining. I've been very much on a Linux kick for the past couple months since moving to this place. I now have Linux installed on this laptop, although I'm using the Windows side for just because I trust OBS a little better with it when it comes to using webcams and things. Linux on the Macintosh downstairs, Linux on my desktop upstairs, Linux on the 3D printing computer I have downstairs. All the Linux, all the things. Cool. Alright, I'm getting a bit of a headache. I consider today a success. It was nice to talk with everyone. Finally bit the bullet and was able to crack this guy open. Jeez. I've been like sick the last 2 days. It sucks. Alright, I'm gonna go fiddle around with this thing. Good night. Go for it, dude. Get all those moons. There. I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna walk my dog, mow my lawn, and then we'll do this again. I'm liking. How does Sundays feel for streaming? I think Sundays are good for me. Like, I do miss a little bit out on choring, but you know, work and life and all these things. I want to have a semi-regular streaming schedule. I like Sundays, and I do want to get up. We'll see. We'll see if I start doing early morning stuff. Would like to get up earlier, but I am definitely a night owl. Mine just goes at night. Alright, Eddie, great hanging out with you. Hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. You're probably on summer break, so enjoy that. Enjoy it as much as possible. And I'll see you around.